Don't understand. You see, this is the family hour and there's 50 million people watching this show. 50 million people? How you know that? How do I know it's plain? 'Cause I'm on your show. A Hollywood legend once said Lola Falana was just some dancing girl. That legend was Frank Sinatra. And their backstage fight was so explosive it was caught on tape. But that wasn't even her biggest scandal. She broke up Sammy Davis Jr.'s marriage, was physically attacked by a TV star, and had her money stolen by Vegas mobsters. Then she vanished from showbiz completely, claiming God healed her incurable disease. Now at 83, she looks nothing like the woman who once graced Playboy covers. The transformation will leave you speechless. Lola Falana was born on September 11, 1942 in Camden, New Jersey. Her full name was Lola Falana, and she was the third of 6 children in a tiny home where everyone struggled just to get by. Her father, Bennett, had left Cuba and joined the U.S. Marines, later becoming a shipyard welder. He came home every day tired and tense. Her mother, Cleo, worked hard as a seamstress, often sewing until late at night just to put food on the table. All the children shared one small bedroom, and little Lola had to sleep on the floor. Even with so little, Lola would dance around the room, using music as her escape before she even turned 4. In 1952, when she was 9, the family moved to Philadelphia, hoping life would get easier. But they found themselves facing a different kind of hardship. The city was filled with segregation and racism, and it made life just as hard, if not worse. But Lola's parents still saved enough to enroll her in dance classes at a local studio. She studied jazz, ballet, tap, Afro-Cuban dance, and more. By the time she was 12, she was teaching other kids just to earn a little extra for her family. She snuck into nightclubs to watch white performers memorizing their steps and practicing them at home in secret. When she found clubs that allowed black entertainers, she started performing there, sometimes with her mother standing in the back to keep her safe. During summers, she worked as a hairdresser in Atlantic City, always finding ways to improve her skills while bringing home some money. In 1958, just months before she was supposed to graduate from Germantown High School, 16-year-old Lola shocked her family by dropping out. She only had $5 in her pocket, but she packed her bag and took a bus to New York City, chasing a dream nobody else could see. The city was brutal. She had no place to stay, so she slept in subway stations and road trains all night just to stay warm. She washed dishes, cleaned toilets, and even let shady photographers take pictures, just hoping one of them would help her break through. Some nights she went to bed crying on a cold bench, wondering if it was all a mistake, but she refused to go back home. That same year, she got a lucky break. Blues legend Dinah Washington was performing in Philadelphia. Lola somehow got backstage and begged for a chance. Dinah gave her one shot that same night, but during the performance, the strap on Lola's homemade costume broke. Instead of running off in shame, she bit down on the strap with her teeth and danced through 16 perfect jests. The crowd went wild. Dinah was so impressed she hired Lola on the spot for $10 a night. That gig pushed her into Harlem's nightclub scene, but it came with a price. The clubs were filled with danger, especially for young black dancers. Many were pressured to wear less and do more just to earn tips from drunk men. Some of the clubs were linked to crime and gambling. Lola kept dancing, but there were nights she had nowhere to sleep but the train again. She started going by Lola after the femme fatale character from the Broadway show Damn Yankees. The name stuck. She performed across Manhattan's underground clubs, building a reputation even while sleeping in subway stations and carrying just $26 in her purse. She never stopped. And in 1964, when she was 22, everything changed. Sammy Davis Jr. saw her performing in a chorus line in Atlantic City during a show with Dinah Washington. He couldn't take his eyes off her. That same year, he cast her in the Broadway musical Golden Boy as his love interest. It was a bold and controversial move. Their kiss on stage caused shockwaves. Some called it beautiful, others called it a scandal. The country was still raw with racism, but the critics noticed Lola 1. British paper called her the golden girl of Golden Boy and said she was absolutely electric. The show faced rough times though when Robert Kennedy was assassinated in June 1968. Sammy broke down in the middle of a London performance, walked off stage in his boxing trunks, and said he couldn't go on. He told the crowd that his heart was in America with Bobby Kennedy. Lola was there, caught in all of it. In 1965, she signed with Mercury Records and released her first single, My Baby. It didn't top the charts, but it showed her talent as more than just a dancer. Yet, the record label didn't treat her fairly. They told her to change her hair, her look, even her skin tone in photos. They only promoted her to black radio stations and said she wasn't marketable because she was both Cuban and African. She pushed through, proving herself again and again. Later she would be signed by Frank Sinatra's label, Reprise, showing that her talent was bigger than the barriers put in her way. The early pain she faced in the music industry would later turn her into a voice for other performers facing the same treatment. In 1966 and 1967, she found success in a completely different place, Italy. She became a sensation on the variety show Sabato Sera, dazzling European audiences with her voice and dancing. Italian fans fell in love with her and it opened the doors to movies. In 1967, she starred in Lola Cult, spaghetti western where she played a gunslinging lead. She was nicknamed the Black Venus by the Italian press. It was rare for a black woman to have such a big role in European cinema at the time, but Lola made it happen. In 1975, the lights of Broadway were glowing with hope when Dr. Jazz opened at the Winter Garden Theater. Lola Falana was the star. She played Edna Mae Sheridan and her performance was so powerful she got nominated for a Tony. The show had a big team behind it, including the famous choreographer Donald McKayle. Everyone expected it to be a hit, but it wasn't. The show collapsed just 5 days after it officially opened. Critics praised Lola, but tore apart the script and lyrics. Even though she won a Theatre World Award, the pain was real. Investors lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the show disappeared almost as quickly as it came. But Lola didn't fall with. Her fire stayed lit. That same fire had caught the world's attention back in 1968. Lola had already made waves in London when she starred in Golden Boy. Reviewers in the West End said she was mesmerizing, even comparing her to Chita Rivera. But the spotlight wasn't just on stage. Off stage, she began a romance with her co-star Sammy Davis Jr. That love affair set off a public storm. Sammy was married to Mae Britt, and when he confessed to her, the press went wild. Their marriage ended in divorce. The drama spilled onto the stage when a private investigator walked straight into a live performance to hand Sammy a court summons for unpaid shopping bills. But none of it shook Lola's momentum.